Yo, what up, y'all? What's going on? It's Steve Tapia. Today I'm gonna teach you how to create these cool Wu-Tang logos in Stable Diffusion with Controlnet. Check these joints out. Super fun. These are really fun to create. I'm gonna teach you guys. Let's get into it. What you wanna do is you wanna take your logo, you wanna drag it into whatever editing software you have and scale it up and reposition it the way you want it to be laid out on the screen. I would say this is cool. Maybe give it some padding. Boom. Control A to select the whole canvas, reposition it to the center. Now what we want to do is we want to add a white background. Boom. And then from here, I want to add a color overlay. Set this to white. And then also add a black stroke. Boom. Now we have a logo with a black outline. Now what we need to do with this logo is we need to bring this into Stable Diffusion, and that's where all the magic happens. Then what you want to do is you want to come here to Stable Diffusion, write your prompt. Let's say Cyberpunk City at night. Select your negatives for this checkpoint, which is Epic Realism Pure Evolution V4, which is Epic Realism. It's right here. Select these. So these are your negatives. Then pick your sampler, which is supposed to be this one for this model. If you go down here, it tells you, let's see, DPM SD caras. DPM SD caras. So now you have your main prompt, your negatives, your sampler, and I usually go up to 30 sampling steps. Then what you want to do is you want to come down to your Controlnet, right? And select that image, which is this one right here. Boom. And then click on Pixel Perfect, go to, what is it? Lineart. Go to Lineart, make sure this all makes sense. So now what we're doing is we're using Controlnet to control the composition with this Wu-Tang logo line art. Now whatever you type in here and you click generate, it should follow the contour of the Wu-Tang logo based on your prompt. So there you go. Boom. So now we have this image, right? The image looks cool. It looks nice, but it looks nice from afar, right? So what we want to do is we want to upscale this. So in Stable Diffusion, there's this feature called High Res Fix, where it takes this regular image right here and it upscales it, but it adds more details. Now, what you need to do is you need to fix the seed of this. You need to fix it. Make sure that usually it's usually -1, meaning random seed. What you need to do is click on this to recycle the seed so that when you're doing your high res fix, right, it keeps that seed and it's going to create the same image. There's been so many times that I didn't click on this recycle seed, and while it's up-resing, what it's doing is it creates a totally separate image based on the random seed, which is this -1. So we need to click on this to keep that seed in there. And based on this model and this checkpoint, so what I usually do is I come to the Civet AI shortcut and I browse through the models that I've downloaded so far. Then I search for that model. Right now we're using Epic Realism. The cool part about it is in the images tab, you could go through the images and you can check out all the descriptions. You know, how they created the image, the prompts they used, the negative prompts, the CFG scale, how they high res upscale the images. So this is super useful extension. I'll just link to somebody's video because I'm not too technical with this. What the description is saying is to create it with denoising strength of 35, high res upscale steps at 15, and use this upscaler, Superscale SP17 8000G. So let's find that. Let's go back to text to image. Let's go back to the upscaler. Let's find that, which is 17,000G. 15 high res steps, denoise strength at 35. And then with this seed fixed, when we click generate, we should get a high res image that looks like this, but it's much more detailed and looks good. Sometimes this part right here takes a little long because it's creating an image at double the size based on this, your upscale by. So right now we're upscaling it by 2. We could upscale it by 1 just to get a better image at that same scale, at its original scale, but with more detail. Or we could go up to like 4, 3. It all depends on what you're trying to do. Right now I'm just trying to upscale it by 2. Basically, it's gonna upscale from this width and height to 1920 by 1080. So let's see what happens. All right, so now if you check the image, it still looks kind of blurry, but at this scale, if you don't scale into it, at this scale right here, it looks really good. It looks nice. It's interesting. Cyberpunk City, it used the Wutang logo, and it just created its own thing. It created these water ripples, and you could continue creating different types of images if you go back and you leave this at -1, which will keep on creating different iterations of this same prompt. So that if we run it again without the high-res fix, it'll create something totally different. And you just keep on going, keep on going until you find images that look really nice based on your prompt. So that's another one which I really don't like. Keep on, or you could use your batch count and shoot out like 10, 20, 30 of these and then go through the ones that you like. There you go. So that you have this. And let's say aerial view. Let's put in aerial view to see what this looks like as an aerial view. I want this to be more merged into the city instead of its own floating thing. So let's see. So this is iteration upon iteration upon iteration upon re-rendering, rolling the dice, and seeing what you get. That's cool. So this looks like a building. Let's high-res fix that, fix the seed, and shoot that off. See what happens. And once again, it's a waiting game. Sip some coffee, check your notifications. Cool, let's check this out. See, there you go. Got yourself a nice little building. It's in the form of the Wu-Tang logo. I truly don't know how Stable Diffusion does this. This is magic. Let's do something else. You could even say golden shield, rustic. There you go. You could keep on changing your prompt and it will keep on giving you some cool stuff. That's awesome. Look at that. Look at that table. I wouldn't even have to high-res this, fix this because it looks good at this resolution. Let's go chocolate bar. Chocolate bar. Dripping. Tasty. Look at that. That's awesome. You can high-res fix that. You get something looking awesome. Let's say overhead view of chocolate cake dripping. There you go. The Wu-Tang logo on top of a cake. That's awesome. All right. Hopefully this helps. Hopefully you have an insight on how to create these cool effects. Create something amazing. Stable Diffusion is free right now. I'll leave a link down at the bottom where you could get it. I try to find the best YouTube video that teaches you how to install it because this thing got on some real nerdy and I was like, yo, what the hell is this? How do you do this? And then you have to click on a button. You have to go into your command line. You have to download a thing. You wondering if this thing is downloading or not. You have to check this little CMD thing to see if it's downloading. So I'm not a techie dude. I just know when I saw people creating a Stable Diffusion, I was like, what the hell is this? I need to use this thing. I need to figure this thing out. You know what I'm saying? I love creating stuff, and this is a nice way to just, pass time, create some cool stuff, use Controlnet, have another tool to create something with. I usually animate, so this is a cool way of just creating extra assets, right? This is a cool way of just experimenting, seeing how you can use these images in your workflow, whether you're creative, whether you animate, whether you film. You can use this stuff in your work. You know, this is awesome, man. All right, peace, y'all.